All right, guys, this is Harold David Robinson coming to you from my new podcast. I don't know what we're going to call it. We're maybe going to call it the Flat Screen Kings or the Kings of the Flat Screen or something like that. Hey, I don't know. So, anyways, we're going to get into the draft. We're going to talk about the draft. It's 16 days to the Detroit Lions draft. So, we're going to take a look at some mock drafts that I set up. That's what I do. I set up mock drafts. Sorry, that's what I do. Anyways, so we're gonna look at some mock drafts, and we may do one every couple days until we get down to it. But in the meantime, we're gonna look at different possibilities for mock drafts that we might have for Detroit, different possible trades and things like that. Now I got about 1,000,000 of them, so I'll probably today I'm hit you with maybe one or two. Then after that, we'll go from there. See what other ones I got as time goes on. So my mock draft 1A, round 1, pick number 2, no trade backs. We take a defender, Kayvon Thibodeaux, edge out of Oregon. I know a lot of people have said, they're high on Kayvon, and then next thing they weren't because he skipped some workouts at the combine. But listen here, the guy's got skills. He's 6'5", 250, ran a 4.58 40, bench press 27 reps at 225. So CBS has him ranked at number 5. TDN, the Draft Network, has him ranked at number 4. So, he's up there. He's worth that pick. Next Gen Stats has him as a 6.72, which is a year 1 starter. The pros and cons. The pros are he's strong. He's got a good bull rush. He's got heavy hands. Good speed to power, pursues ball carriers with an extended motor. The guy's got a motor. Now, last season, he took some plays off. He had a hurt leg. He played hurt. But from when he was in the games, you saw he was their main defender. They relied on him totally. The cons are for him, he's not as bendy as some might desire, and he needs to use his hands better. And some say he lacks some play recognition. But being a one-sided end, you're going to have to decide if you're going to, whatever the play is called, you're going to decide if you're going to crash in, you're going to have outside contain, where's the play going. So it may be some problems where he was always going to the quarterback because that's what they needed him to do. But he may have the skill set and the mindset to be able to actually read the play and decide, what's the best recourse or action for him during that play. Round 1, pick number 32, we got from the Los Angeles Rams. Thanks, Rams, and you're welcome for Matt Stafford. We pick another defender out of Georgia, safety Lewis Cine, I should say. Lewis Cine, 6'2", 200 pounds. Now, we definitely need a safety. Our needs are primarily middle linebacker or outside linebacker, one of the two. Maybe more outside linebacker with Jared Davis coming back. And then we need a safety for sure. Will Harris didn't quite do it. Tracy Walker was pretty good up high. We need a guy who can hit, who can tackle. Maybe he can do some too high safety. Get out of the sky, cats. Get out of my picture. Anyways, I got a crazy magical cat that walks in the sky. There he goes. This is the mascot for the Detroit Lions, everybody. Skywalker Boo Boo Cat. Anyways, Lewis Cine, he was in a loaded defense. You don't really know if how valuable he was with all that talent. However, at the championship game, I think he was the MVP. So there you go. He had a 4.37 40, which is very fast. 37-inch vertical jump and 11 foot 1 inch broad jump. CBS has him ranked at 31, and we were taking him at 32. TDN has him ranked at 35. He gets a next-gen stat of 6.24, which is an eventual starter. However, for us, he'll probably be starting fairly quickly in the season. Pros for Lewis Cine are he has speed. He's great in the tackle box, great tackler in the box. Can stay with receivers. He's good in coverage, and so that's what we need: someone who can tackle and someone who can stay with receivers and tight ends. 6'2", so he can hang between that and his 37-inch vertical jump, he can hang with those tight ends. The cons for him are that he's got somewhat stiff hips, leading to him has to drop more instead of dropping straight back pedal. He has to drop more in angles, which either way, as long as he's fast-footed, either way is fine with me. Especially if he's dropping into a zone, he knows where to go. He'll just drop into the zone. It'd be more of a problem if he's having to, tail a receiver or something with those stiff hips. But he's dropping to a spot where the tight end's going to be. Hey, you side shuffle all you side shuffle like a crab. I don't really care. Just get there. Round two, pick number 34. We're going to offense. Yay, we're going offense. And most people, some might say, if Malik Willis is here, get him. He's not going to be here. The league is too quarterback hungry. Malik Willis is probably going to. The only way we get Malik Willis is if we drop down, traded 2 for 15 and 16, and then grab him at 15. That's about where Malik's going to go. Unless something happens, maybe somebody can come up with some videos of him, doing something unsavory, and maybe he'll. I'm just kidding. I don't want that to happen to him. I'm sure he's a great guy. We don't want him to be terrorized like they did Laramie Tunsil. That was horrible. Whoever did that, shame on you. And Lions, shame on you for not getting him. All right, so we're going to pick George Pickens out of Georgia, wide receiver, 6'3", 195 pounds. He runs a 4.47 40, 17 reps in the bench press, so he's strong, fast. He's got a 33-inch vertical jump and a 125-inch broad jump, and I'll have my conversion of how many feet that's 10 feet. Yeah, about 10 feet. 10-foot broad jump, something like that. 10 foot something. 10'5". Something like that. I don't know. I'm not a math wizard. I'm a nurse, doggone it, and a sports guy. And his cat's on my lap. Get off me, cat. All right. So CBS ranks him, gives him a 33. TDN gives him a 63, which is a big gap. And the big gap is probably because, he was hurt during the season. Maybe they want to see more game, film, stuff like that. But if you look at when he was playing, he's pretty darn good. He's not going to be, he's going to be an eventual starter, but we need some other pieces. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got DJ Chark. We got Quintez Cephas coming back. We have a couple other receivers that were re-signed. Josh Reynolds. So we got some receivers. We just need some extra pieces that can come in without there being a big drop off from A to B. So his pros are he's explosive, even post-injury, good route running, good hands, good speed. The cons are he's coming off a torn ACL, but he came back from it and ran at the combine. And so, hey, torn ACL is not what it used to be. It used to be a death sentence. Now it's a few months off, and with modern medicine and a lot of hard work, you can see some good return. A word about ACLs, Jeff Okudah. I saw a video of him. He seems to be doing really good in his workouts. His back pedal is back what it should be. I don't even think we should really draft a cornerback, but even though I have one in this draft, just because you never know, people got hurt. We got depleted last season. So, but nonetheless, that ACL, hopefully Jeff Okudah comes back from that too. Round 3, number 66. Guess what we're going back to? We're going back to defense. And see, now I was torn between drafting a linebacker at 32 or 34, maybe going Christian Harris. But I think Quay Walker, linebacker out of Georgia, adds almost as much value. 6'4", 240 pounds. So he's a little taller, a little bit, maybe 10 pounds bigger, not much. About the same speed. I think 4.8, 4.49 for Christian Harris in a 40. So a little bit taller, maybe can deal with those tight ends a little bit better. If they're running a double Ted or double tight end, and both of them are running routes. Maybe the safety can pick up one, or it's good to have a taller linebacker because sometimes the safety may have to play in the slot. which is Will Harris actually didn't do too badly. But you want a linebacker who can hang, outside linebacker who can hang with those guys. And we don't need any more rush linebackers. We got the Aquara brothers. We got Charles Harris. I want to get a good outside linebacker who could run from hashtag to hashtag. He's ranked 88 CBS, 66 on TDN, so still a pretty big gap. We're getting him at 66. He's eventual starter based on next gen stats, 6.27. Played a ton of gaps, good blitzer, can play off the ball, can play on the line. He had one of Georgia's highest tackling grades of all the players this year. The bad thing is he hasn't played a lot in previous years, and he doesn't have a ton of experience covering wide receivers and tight ends, but looking at his measurables, that shouldn't be a problem with some good coaching. Number 98, I got the Detroit Lions taking Abraham Lucas, right tackle out of Washington. Now, our line is pretty good, but we don't know what's going to happen, honestly, with Taylor Decker in the long run, or any of the other. I'd like to keep all of them, but if Taylor Decker, he may decide to walk at some point, and then we may have to put Penei Sewell on the left tackle, where he's an excellent left tackle, and then we'll have to replace him with someone who's a pretty high quality right tackle. So Abraham Lucas ran a 4.9240. I think I don't have his weight on here. I think he's 6'6'3", 6'7", 6'6", something like that. Ran a 4.9240, 24 reps at 225. So he's got the strength. Ranked 163 on CBS. CBS, sometimes their ranks are different. The Draft Network, TDN, has him at 77. So you decide. He's got a grade of 6.15 by next gen stats. He's a backup or potential starter, which is where we want him. We want him to be a backup and then be a potential starter. Excellent feet and strength, but he needs to have better arm extension and punch. So when the defensive ends come, his arms are bent in. He needs to be extended with that punch to keep them off of his body. Pick number 4, 143. Look at this Detroit Lion fan cat. I'm telling you, man. You must love the Detroit Lions, don't you? Pick number 43. Going back defense. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger on a cornerback. How about Kobe Bryant? We miss Kobe Bryant with the K. So we're going to get Kobe Bryant with a C out of Cincinnati. 6'2", 185 pounds. Ran a 4.5, 440. So not super fast, but there's some space. There's some places we can play. Maybe on the boundary, maybe like a press bail, or maybe off the cornerback that's off the line. You would think that he's got a 117-inch broad jump, so he is explosive. So maybe he had a bad time. He looks to be more like a 4.4 guy, but he ran 4.5. He looked a little tight running his 40. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of surprised, but nonetheless, CBS has him at 109. TDN has him at 103. We'd be picking him at 143, so it's a bargain. He may not be there. He may be there. Who knows? There's a lot of cornerbacks in the draft. It looked like to me, as I look at it, defensive line, defensive ends, they got a lot of them. Linebackers, there's a lot of them. Cornerbacks, there's a lot of them. Short on quarterbacks. And yeah, that's about it. Receivers, there's a lot of them. So, the Detroit Lions picking what they need early on and then filling in with the best player available, it would be a good strategy. Or they can just pick what they need and still probably get the best player available for what they need. So either way. So this is, once again, a depth player. Kobe Bryant played in Cincinnati. They were in the last the playoffs. He's a Jim Thorpe Award winner. Decent speed, good coverage skills, a willing tackler. He does not have elite speed, but his speed is adequate. He's actually faster on film. And that's what I was saying. He looks faster than 4.54, but still 4.54 is respectable.